It's Elimination Wednesday for the Speed Racing Network Glytch Truck Series drivers, and Miles the Monster is hungry for chaos. No perfect venue other than the Dover Motor Speedway to host round 16 on the calendar. I am Emerson Arden in the virtual booth this evening, and I'm excited to be bringing you live coverage here from virtual Dover, Delaware on the iRacing.com motorsport simulations platform. A treacherous concrete high-banked 1 miler oval takes center stage tonight. 24 degrees of banking in these high, wide, and fast turns. 9 degrees of banking on the straights. This track is known as a self-cleaning racetrack. It moves these vehicles all over the place, unlike any other track. The only place that's flat around here is pit lane, which is oh so dangerous to get to as well. If we get a long green flag run, these drivers will put it on display. Pit lane, very long, 35 miles an hour down the extremely long pit lane. Many a challenge here at Dover Motor Speedway, which makes it the perfect race to make it Elimination Wednesday. The third race of the playoffs is upon us, and let's go ahead and look at our point standings coming into today's race. Joshua Balliet with the win at Watkins Glen, and Lane Hostler with the win at Texas. They are locked into the next round. Ryan Johnson, Reese Schaefer, Dean Brummett, they're all locked in on points. We are now looking at Brad Herman, Gabriel Ellison. They essentially lock in on the green flag tonight, and then we get to the nitty gritty. McAvoy and Sturgill, they're 32 points over the cut line. If they just have a decent run tonight, they are a-okay. But if we have somebody outside the cut line win tonight's race, that moves that cut line right to Sturgill and McAvoy, and they are tied at this moment, so that will be intriguing to keep up with as well. But the real battle here is Sean Jensick, only 6 points to the good over the Kyle and Kyle show, which came to fruition last week at Watkins Glen. Kyle Westwood and Kyle Vincent Gilbert, 6 and 8 points back respectively. Austin Purnell, Michael Politis, 11 and 18 points back. Bobby Anderson, unfortunately, will not be able to contend tonight and will not be making it into the round of 10. And that's just a look at how these 15 playoff drivers are seeded and getting ready to run here tonight from Dover. As we flash back here, we are again in Miles the Monster's house. The Monster Mile here at Dover, a very, very difficult track. A lot of fun to run around here on the sim. A lot of fun to watch these drivers rip it and grip it around here. And qualifying is nearing an end here. We've got about 2 minutes left in qualifying, so we'll go ahead and bring on up then the qualifying times. They're up on the screen, and you can take a look at them there. It's Brad Herman, Lane Hostler, Landon Cardulo, the top three. Cardulo coming in and running for Bobby Anderson, of course, who will not be able to compete for the rest of the season. McAvoy, Latham, Schaefer, Brummett, Johnson, Ellison, and Balliet, the top 10. And where we're really going to get down to it is, of course, Sean Jensick. They're in 13th. He is the higher of the drivers when we're talking about drivers above that cut line, coming into today with 6 points to the good. Then you look at Kyle Westwood, who's down in 20th. And now that I think about it, I don't see a Kyle Vincent Gilbert. This is going to be very intriguing with no Kyle Vincent Gilbert in attendance. That is going to blow that cut line battle wide open here. Still to qualify, Connor Cunningham, Albert Hewins, and Gerald Poole. They more than likely will not take time tonight. And so, more than anything, that is going to probably be your starting lineup there on the left-hand side of your screen. You're really taking a look at Jensick in 13th, Politis in 14th, Purnell in 15th, and Westwood in 20th. In this 23-truck grid, all the more to keep an eye on as you get ready to do battle tonight here from the Dover Motor Speedway. Of course, it was not always the Dover Motor Speedway, newly renamed as it becomes a part of SMI and all their corporations, and so now Dover getting the benefit of being a part of a great corporation like that in real life, and but we get to just call it that here in the sim. It still races the exact same way, and it's going to be a blast when it comes down to racing action tonight. As the timer ticks down and qualifying We are getting ready once again for playoff race number 3, race number 16 on the season. After tonight will be 10 drivers still competing for $500 here in about 5 weeks time. A lot of money on the line for these drivers and is up for grabs here. They have to go through tonight though to even have a chance starting in 2 weeks time at Michigan. With that, it's time to go down to our starting lineup and take a look at where everyone is starting for tonight's week number 16 race here at the Speed Race Network Glytch Truck Series. And it's Brad Herman with the top spot in the qualifying chart. A dead heat atop the timing sheet with Lane Hostler starting second. Landon Cardulo and Brian McAvoy make out row number 2. Timothy Latham, he is a driver to watch out for. Always very fast here at Dover. He starts 5th. Bree Schaefer will then start 6th for Tank Racing. Dean Brummett and Ryan Johnson make up 7th and 8th. Gabriel Ellison and the Watkins Glen race winner Joshua Balliet make up the top 10. Carrying on with the starting lineup, it's Devin Zimmerman and Tyler Markle making up 11th and 12th. Sean Jensick 13th. Michael Politis then in 14th. Austin Purnell, Branson McCann 15th and 16th. Michael Sturgill and Lane Doyle 17th and 18th. Rounding out the top 20 will be Doc Holliday, Kyle Westwood, Connor Cunningham, and Albert Hewins 21st and 22nd. Gerald Poole then 23rd as the 23 drivers getting ready again to run here at the Dover Motor Speedway. Beautiful facility here, beautiful home, what Miles the Monster would call it, and the virtual fans out here in very much anticipation of what is next here for the Speed Race Network Glytch Truck Series drivers. We look at drivers like Brad Herman trying to, right the ship and have himself a great end to his season here. Landon Cardillo stepping up for Bobby Anderson. Qualifies in 3rd. It's been a while since you've seen Landon Cardillo get it done here in Speed Racing Network. Could tonight be his night? Timothy Latham, one of those drivers to always watch out for. A lot of pace here at Dover. Timothy Latham could be one of those drivers to keep an eye on as well. But we'll go ahead. We'll head on down to the grid, and there's the drivers rolling off the pit lane. Racing action about to commence here from Delaware. Delaware, of course, the first state in the Union back in 1787, and has always been bearing the nickname since the first state for Delaware. A state for the longest time that didn't have any flights directly to Delaware, one of the smallest states in the Union, and here it is hosting a very big race. So getting ready for the action tonight. Once again, it is Brad Herman, Lane Hostler, row number 1, Landon Cardulo, Brian McAvoy, Timothy Latham, the top 5. Schaefer, Johnson, Brummett, Ellison, and Balliet, the top 10. And here we go. As the iRacing.com safety vehicle will find its safety down in the pit lane. The field is in the hands of Brad Herman, and racing will commence here from Delaware. Trucks hard to the wall. That's Brian McAvoy hard into the outside wall, down the back straight for the first time today. As everyone scatters to avoid him, McAvoy falls down to 11. Still side by side out in front of the field is Hostler and Herman coming together as they enter turn number 1. Hostler trying to keep that 61 pinned up on the high side. Herman doing a great job as Herman clears the race lead. Cardulo now fends off Latham and Brummett, and that hard spirited battle for that 3rd position. Latham working to the outside of Brummett. He's got that one done. Now it looks to the outside of the 31, not able to get there. He has a chance to drop down low. The elevator move for Timothy Latham as he drops it down to the inside of turn number 1, and quickly Timothy Latham moves from 5th into 3rd. Latham on a roll here early at Dover. Brummett shuts the door on teammate Landon Cardulo. Cardulo's going to lose a couple spots there. Loses out to Reese Schaefer. And then Balliet's coming up the mix as well. Ellison squirts up into the 5th position. Balliet wants that piece of the action for 7th. Make it P7 for the 7 then. Slots in behind teammate Reese Schaefer there in the 6th position. Everyone trying to hold on to what they've got. These trucks not handling all that great on cold tires. Ball back here, Tyler Merkel, the last truck inside the top 10. More importantly, though, the truck right behind him is Sean Jensick, the driver just above the cut line by 6 points. How important stage points will be to somebody like Sean Jensick. Well, here he goes as he piles on for pressure on the Tank Racing driver of Tyler Markle, working lap 5 of 125. On board of Austin Purnell, he works against Michael Sturgill. Sturgill's going to get the run, try to get to the outside. Jensick tried to stuff it down to the inside of the 42. Not able to do so, but still on board with Austin Purnell as Sturgill gets the run, and he's going to clear Purnell and has a chance maybe to send it to the inside of Sean Jensick. Not able to do so yet. Purnell to the outside. Looking for something to happen there on the 90 truck. He slots back into line. Tight here for that third position. Dean Brummett roars to life as Brian McAvoy, after that first lap mishap, he heads to pit lane down in the 22nd position. Connor Cunningham has yet to take the green flag. Actually, he's only done one lap, and he went around off of pit lane, went back to the pit lane. So Cunningham has yet to complete one lap today. He's down in the pit lane as well, making 21 trucks running here at Dover. As we work lap 8 of 125, the stage break for tonight's race comes out at lap number 30. So these drivers will be keen to get to that moment here in time. They get to push a little early here. They know that they have that guaranteed caution, that pit stop, if you will, to come switch out those Goodyear Eagles and see what the damage was done to these tires and see how they can go about it for the rest of the race. Tight here is Sturgill, Purnell, and Jensick all going at it. This for the 11th position. Sturgill up to 11th, Purnell up to 12th, Jensick back to 13th. Battle here is Zimmerman in that Smokey and the Bandit truck, trying to get the job done there on Lane Doyle. He falls in behind. Zimmerman stays in that 15th position. Under pressure here, Dean Brummett. Right on board as Gabriel Ellison continues to eat that gap. Through 12 laps, very clean out in front. Tight here is Purnell going to work once again on Sturgill. Pretty early going, everybody being able to roll that inside of the racetrack, but as the run continues on, look for the left rear tire to overheat as these drivers keep slamming those trucks to that inside banking separation there between the racetrack and the apron or the non-racing surface part of the racetrack. And you'll see these trucks start to go a little more sideways, get a little bit more free up off the corner. Could lead to some mistakes here if drivers are not too careful. As we work lap 14 of 125, that point in the run, if you push 100% of the run all the way through to the stage caution, that'll probably come in the next couple of laps as the top 7 all under a blanket, top 8 all under a blanket here. Brad Herman, Lane Hossler, Timothy Latham, Dean Brummett, Gabriel Ellison, Reese Schaefer, Joshua Balliet, and Landon Cardullo, the top 8. And Cardullo has then a 2.5 second advantage over the rest of the field. From 8th to 9th is a 2.5 second gap. You can kind of see that already. Almost the entire length of the back straightaway is the distance between Cardullo and Ryan Johnson. Getting tight once again now. Ellison feeling the pressure from Reese Schaefer. Big side up here as Brummett pops the wall there in that 4th position. Nothing too major, but something to notate as these drivers continue on deeper into these runs. Brummett pops the wall again. Could be something to keep watching for here as you're on board with this is Gabriel Ellison, Reese Schaefer, who is closing up on Ellison. Now tight here between Sturgill and Markle. They go at it for 10th. Battle here. This is Balliet on Schaefer. This is for the 6th position between teammates. Schaefer not going to fight it too hard. Both of these drivers locked into the next round. And so Balliet up into the 6th position, trying to see if he has anything for Brummett and Ellison, who do work right up here in that 4th position. Out in front has been all Brad Herman. That number 85 machine, Brad Herman. This time that will be 10 laps to go in stage number 1. Ever since he's gotten clear of Lane Hostler and is out in front of that clean air, it's been smooth sailing. Not able to gap the field, but has been able to steadily stay out in front of this very competitive top 8. Battling there as Ellison puts the block on Balliet, maybe a little sideways up off the corner, and Balliet to the inside. He wants a piece of the top 5. Ellison nearly in the wall. Balliet continues to fight hard on the inside, and Balliet clears up into that 5th position. Balliet now to set his sights on Dean Brummett. Battling back here, one of those cut line drivers, Michael Politis, could use a great run here as Devin Zimmerman has some rear contact there to the 33 machine. The tailgate is pushed in on his 33 machine. I tied up off the corner as Zimmerman sideways. Politis trying to take advantage of it. Branson McCannon. Branson McCannon wants a piece of the action here as he closes that gap in this side-by-side battle. But this is going on way outside of stage points. Zimmerman clears and closes the door once again. They settle out here as McCannon has a run on Politis, not able to do much with it. Back out in front, 6 laps to go in stage number 1. Green all the way so far. Sideways there was the 31 of Cardulo in that 8th position. Out in front, Herman still holds a 3/10 of a second advantage over Hostler. Tie here between Latham, Brummett, and Balliet. Balliet trying to get a diamond going on Dean Brummett. He's got to run here. He's got to drop it down to the inside on the 66. Joshua Balliet's going to clear into that 4th position. Brummett's going to try to get a run back, but he's not going to have the momentum yet. So Balliet, he continues to trek his way forward. It's tightened up for the race lead once again here. Herman and Hostler for that top spot. 3 laps to go here from Dover. 2/10 of a second separate then the top 2. Brad Herman trying to close out a stage win here at Dover. Hostler close behind. Two laps to go here at Dover in stage number 1, and Hostler to the outside. We've got a battle for the race lead. Hostler way up the track on entry, trying to get the diamond on exit. Up off the corner, great red caution out on the speedway. Doc Holliday in trouble in that 9 machine, and that is going to unfortunately not give us a battle for the stage victory, and we'll see what happened with Doc Holliday here in that 9 machine. Battling the 33 of Devin Zimmerman. Very tight racing. I'd like to get another angle of that, but Zimmerman was fighting hard for the position. He kept his nose in it. And unfortunately, 9 truck is the one that goes around. Start to see here, Holiday thinks he's clear on Zimmerman, and he's just not. He's gonna go round. And so the entire field down the pit lane, as everyone's gonna come down to the attention of their pit crews. The pit stops for the first time today. Everyone's getting those worn off tires off their vehicles and the race off the pit lane. Goes Herman, Hostler, Latham, Brummett, and Balliet. So the search for Brad Herman. Like we found our stage 1 winner, driver of the number 85, Brad Herman, gets it done here in stage number 1. Now, I have to admit, Brad, that was probably a fairly timed caution for you. That could have been very interesting between you and Lane Hosser, as it was on the initial start of the race. But here we are here, 30 laps in with the stage victory.
Yeah, it was getting ready to get spicy. I wasn't gonna battle him too hard for it, but I definitely wanted it. Thought I was gonna be able to run away from him a little bit more than I did there. I didn't feel like I was tearing out the tires, but we got something to work for the rest of the stage. I know Lane's good at saving tires, so we'll see what we can do the rest of the race.
Sorry about that, Brad. Congratulations on your stage 1 victory. And best luck to you the rest of the way. He has already made it back down to his team channel. But Brad Herman, the stage 1 winner here at Dover. To get ready to do battle once again here from Dover, it's Brad Herman. We're at the race late as the iRacing.com safety vehicle finds its safety down in the pit lane. Herman, Hostler, Latham, Brummett, and Balliet. Green flag back in the air, racing once again from Dover. One lap removed from the restart. It's Hostler and Brummett doing hard battling here for a second. Sturgill sideways in the back. Hostler wants to get to the lead. A huge run on the outside up off the corner. Now Brummett sideways. He'll slot in behind Hostler as the top 3 barrel down into turn number 1. 35 laps down, 90 laps to go. This time by the start-finish line, it's Brad Herman leading the charge round Dover Motor Speedway. Hostler, Brummett, Latham, Balliet, the top 5. Schaefer, Ellis, and Cardullo, Johnson, and Tyler Markle, the top 10 battling here. Markle trying to fend off a hard-fought battle here. Sturgill sideways, Trying to fight to the outside of the 42 as a slot in behind. Just how sideways that 90 truck is. Oh, and Sergio did it to the back of the 42. Hard into the outside wall. Tyler Markle and Michael Sturgill destroy their trucks here at Dover. Goodness gracious. And maybe a little bit of a conservative entry from Tyler Markle, but is ran over from behind. And our second caution on the evening has occurred. Let's see what happened. And it's going to be getting down into turn number 3. Tyler probably backing off a little bit, entering the corner. Sergio not expecting that. Gets into the back of the 42. And Markle heads down the apron, bounces back up off the apron into the 90 truck, and that'll do it. Big time hits for the both of them. One more look at it here into turn 3. Sergio to the back of the 42 and whammo, big hits there. So big time damage there for Tyler Markle in the 42 machine. We'll see if he's able to get that repaired. Brad Herman, your race leader here from Dover. Don't you go anywhere. Message from Butt Kicker coming your way. Welcome, race fans, back to the virtual Dover Motor Speedway. We're working our second caution period of the evening here on lap 39 of 125 as the field works their way through turns 3 and 4 here at Dover via iRacing.com. Safety vehicle finds its safety down in the pit lane, and racing action is set to resume once again. Brad Herman, the race leader, and racing once again from Dover. Herman, Hostler, Brummett, the top 3, Latham, and Balliet. They duel it out for P4 here up off the corner. Latham getting all up to by that outside wall. Balliet files back in line in the battle for second now. Brummett drops down, entering turn number 3, trying to get to the inside of Hostler. Side by side up off the corner, and they packed up behind as well. Ellison leads Schaefer Cardulo in that battle. Brummett sends it to the inside of Hostler into turn 1. Now Latham wants a piece of the action. He's had a good run. He's going to send it down to the inside on the 61 machine. A huge dive from Timothy Latham as Tim looks to get to that top 3 spot. Fighting the hard with the 61 of Lane Hostler. The Texas race winner trying not to give it up here against Timothy Latham as they duel it out in the turns 1 and 2. Balliet and Ellison hot in pursuit behind as Latham sends it off into turn number 3. He'll get that spot cleared on Lane Hostler. Michael Sturgill heads down the pit lane. And for what it's worth, that might be something to keep a tab on because Michael Sturgill was 32 points above the cut line. And we got a battle for the race lead. It's Brummett to the inside of Brad Herman. Side by side for that top spot. Herman fights back. He doesn't want to give it that clean air, but Dean Brummett takes the race lead. You saw Balliet get to 5 wins on the season last week at Watkins Glen. He wants to do the same the following week here. The first opportunity he has, he's gotten to the race lead, 80 laps to go. This time from Dover, and Dean Brummett leads the charge around Dover Motor Speedway. Tight here is Hostler not losing touch with Latham. Balliet keeping it close to the 61. Allison doing the same, and Cardullo trying to tag along. What is now a 5-truck battle for position? How about here? This is Lane Doyle and Ryan Johnson going at it. Johnson clears by the 47. Politis wants to make something happen here on Doyle. What you're noticing there, Doyle is charging the entry hard. He is getting a nice diamond on the corner. We're right on board with Doyle. You can kind of see it there. He charges hard on entry to try to set up a nice exit, and it's gonna work from him here as he gets a nice run on Ryan Johnson. Now is that right front tire gonna play nice as they'll be side by side up off the corner, and Johnson holds that spot. Some action here. Jensik trying to move the 77 of Politis. And now here we go. This is Hostler under attack from Balliet for that fourth position, I'm sorry. Balliet's got to run. Hostler closes the door. We work lap 52 of 125 and keep a tab on some of the drivers who need a good run tonight. About Jensik and Westwood, Purnell and Politis. Here they are. Purnell up in the 8th position. Visca doing wonders as he works up to 7th now on teammate Landon Cardullo. Jensik not having a bad day down to 13th. Just needs to have a decent day. Battle here between Hostler and Balliet once again. Balliet dives into the inside. Hostler fights back. Out of turn number 4, still side by side, but Balliet clears. Hostler trying to get back at the 7 truck. They send it down to turn number 1, and Balliet holds station in that 4th position. He sets his sights on the podium now with Timothy Latham up the road. Look at drivers like Kyle Westwood here. He's down in the 15th position, not having the best of days. Politis there at 12th. Not an immediate threat to Jensic right in front of him, but if Jensic can keep pace with Politis, that is going to be huge today. The closest battles on track going on here in that battle for third and that battle for fifth. Latham and Balliet over Hostler and Gabriel Ellison. As everyone's nose to tail running here at Dover. Schaefer's got a run on Cardullo. This battle for eighth goes on. The battle here, but this is between Latham and Balliet. Side by side into turn 3. Balliet's gone down to the inside. Latham fights way up the track. Not going to be able to keep side by side. And Joshua Balliet onto the podium. Balliet now 1 1/4 second back at Dean Brummett. He's got Brad Herman in between. And Balliet trying to get his 6th win on the season if he can do that. Battle here is Doyle got a run on Cardullo. Not able to send it. Not able to get down there on the 31 machine, and they continue on. Oh, contact there up off the corners. Politis is going to get by the 47. Doyle maybe got too close to Cardullo and made a little bit of contact. Kicked sideways there up off the corner, and now it's the fight back here. Quick check-in here on Austin Purnell under attack from Reese Schaefer. Purnell needs the spot. Schaefer, he's locked into the next round. And Purnell's going to let Schaefer go by. Maybe Purnell thinks maybe he'll gather a finger or two from working on Schaefer like this. Politis and Cardullo, they swap spots. It's a move. Michael Politis up inside the top 10 as Doyle and McCannon go at it. Jensic. And so there it is. Jensic gets the spot back on Lane Doyle. And Brinson McCannon files back in line. Now Timothy Latham, he's been on the free fall down for running order. And Jensic and Cardullo are going at it now. Doyle's going to get to the inside of Cardullo. And Cardullo dropping like a rock in that 13 machine. Here comes McCannon. So Cardullo will find his slot in line right behind Branson McCannon, and here's Ryan Johnson. He's falling all the way back. I'm sorry, Austin Purnell fell all the way back to Ryan Johnson. And Purnell behind now the 38 machine. As we work lap 66 of 125, we are now, well, just about there at the halfway point. Actually, we just passed the halfway point. And if we remember what happened yesterday with the Fiverr Truck Series guys, they made it about 55 laps without a pit stop in that final stint to the checkers. And barely anyone pitted, so I'd say you can healthily go about 60 laps here, but the way this race is ran, guys, is it safe to assume we go green to the end and you pit halfway through this second stage to maximize your tire age on both sides of the pit stop, or you go as long as you can, hope for a caution and hope for that to be the difference maker? And of course, this is a great question all for those drivers who just normally racing, not in the playoffs, or playoff drivers who are locked in. But for the drivers who are on the cut line, this question could make or break your season depending on how you answer it. And so a lot of weight bears down on these drivers and on these crew chiefs to make the right call to potentially save a season and keep it going here. Now the closest battle on track here is Lane Hostler, Gabriel Ellison, and Reese Schaefer in what is this battle of his grouping for that 5th position. Hostler finds himself about 2 3/4 of a second back of race leader Dean Brummett. By the way, Brummett's done a wonderful job out in front of this field. He's holding station up ahead of Brad Herman and Joshua Balliet. Fastest times on the track except for Ryan Johnson, going to Brummett and Balliet. So Johnson with the fastest, Brummett and Balliet second quickest, tied that last time by. Now Balliet a little quicker, and Johnson maybe a little caught up in a battle. So that time Balliet the fastest driver on the track. So Dean Brummett's got a 9/10 of a second advantage, and things continue to spice up here as Ryan Johnson has started working his way forward for what is now a 4-truck battle for the 5th position. Working lap 74, 125 next time, or sorry, 2 laps time, it'll be 50 laps to go here from Dover. And again, everyone keeping their eyes glued to this battle here. And Ellison, he's got to run. He'll drop down to the inside of Lane Hostler, not able to make the most of it, but Ellison slams the apron. Reese Schaefer wants a piece of the action. He'll try to work his way forward. Ellison not able to keep it pinned to the inside. And now Schaefer is under attack from Ryan Johnson. As Johnson trying to trying to get to the inside there of Schaefer. It's tightened up for second. Balliet had a lunge at Brad Herman. To no avail, we'll try it again. So 50 laps to go here from Dover. Still awaiting a green flag pit stop if needed. And Herman and Balliet sitting around here in lockstep formation, that battle for second. So as Balliet closes that gap, Ryan Johnson has been stalking the tailgates here. Gabriel Ellison, Lane Hostler feeling the pressure. We ride on board here with Gabriel Ellison all over the tailgate of his truck is Ryan Johnson in that 38 machine. Look at that, all over that gearbox. Johnson is there. Now hold on, guys. Dean Brummett, something has happened, or he's trying to save some fuel or something. Brummett either missed pit lane, but right now we got a 3-truck battle for race lead as Ellison and Polite as they pit. All of a sudden, Dean Brummett's 1 second advantage out in front of the field has quickly fallen off, and now 3 trucks, nose to tail, so soar down into turn number 4. None of them come down the pit lane, though, as Latham will pit from behind. These 3 still going around here in lockstep formation. Johnson will get by Lane Hostler in that battle. And tight here as Balliet wants to go on Herman. The top 3 for the race lead right at pit stops. Herman sideways. Balliet looks to the inside. Herman drives it hard to the outside of the corner. Here comes Brummett and Balliet. Brad Herman continues to lead as Hostler pits. Cardullo and Hewins pit. Also, drivers who have pitted: Latham, Ellison, Politis, and Doyle. As Brad Herman, he's trying to pit. And so now we have Reese Schaefer who's taking the lead. So Schaefer down the back straightaway. Imagine pit stop coming soon for the 17 machine. And here he's slowing down. He locks up. Trying to get down the pit road speed. Very difficult pit lane to get to. And he makes it in as Austin Purnell stays out, guys. And he's one of those drivers below the cut line. Leading laps here. But Sean Jensick on a pursuit. This is a very important battle on the racetrack between Purnell and Jensick with 40 laps to go. To the outside, Jensick goes as Purnell pits. As Jensick takes the lead over Devin Zimmerman second. Westwood and Holiday. And now coming across the stripe in the 5th position, be Timothy Latham. Here's Doc Holiday. Caution on the speedway. Sean Jensick has wrecked, trying to get down the pit lane. The 3rd caution of the evening, and the driver on the cut line is out. Drama here in Delaware. The field is locked and Sean Jensick was the leader trying to pit, and this is how difficult pit lane is here at Dover. Jensick tried to pit, came around late, and whammo into the pit barrels as Devin Zimmerman takes the lead. Sean Jensick was 6 points above the cut line coming into today's race. He did not pick up a stage point. And here we are. We're right on board with Sean Jensick as he tries to pit here at Dover. And he blows the engine. That'll do it for Sean Jensick. It's now going to come down to mathematics if Sean Jensic is going to make the next round, but he might have just put himself in a huge damper there. One more time, the very unfortunate circumstances for Sean Jensic here at Dover as he tries to pit. Just doesn't get down far enough, and it's the second night in a row we've had someone hit the pit barrels. Last night it was Nicholas Lawrence, and tonight it's Sean Jensic. That is very unfortunate. And what has happened here, the driver who has not been able to get any luck this season, Devin Zimmerman, is now your race leader. He's only got Timothy Latham, Kyle Westwood, and Doc Holliday with him. Everyone else is going to take a waiver round. And this is something else. And Zimmerman has 7 lap pressure tires. All of a sudden, Devin Zimmerman is in the catbird seat for a good run here. And Kyle Westwood as well coming into today's race. Kyle Westwood was 6 points below the cut line. The worst possible scenario for Sean Jensic to blow an engine and to have the driver just immediately below you and points be running fourth. I cannot believe it. Absolute drama here on SRN. And Devin Zimmerman, he's going to come down and pit. He's going to have the freshest tires on his 33 truck. And so Devin Zimmerman will hand the lead over to Doc Holliday. And let the wave rounds commence. Many trucks will be flying around here under caution. As far as Zimmerman, I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work. He's going to be down and away, but he's going to lose spots here. Very weird call from Devin Zimmerman to give up the lead and a wave around track position. Zimmerman, and he's going to have the freshest tires, but he's going to be way back there. I feel like he might have more preferred the track position with already pretty fresh tires. But all of a sudden now, it's Doc Holliday and Kyle Westwood. In a prime position to make the playoffs with this one. As the field lines up, basically single file. The field is in the hands of Doc Holliday. And racing will resume here from Dover. Gonna go 3 and 4 wide for the race lead. 3 wide for second. Latham trying to make something happen on bottom side. Westwood stuck behind Holliday. 3 wide up off the corner. And Austin Purnell, one of the cut line drivers, is gonna go round. And Austin Purnell goes round here, and he'll take a huge hit to the front end, and we'll get a look at what happened. We saw most of it live. But the 36 got a great run up off the corner. Maybe we'll have to go back and look, see if he was contacted in the rear by Brad Herman. But goes sideways up off of turn number 4. We'll get an overhead view now to look at what happened. So this is going to be coming up off the corner. Herman maybe trying to turn underneath the 36, and Just a swipe. But that would do it. And Austin Purnell came into today's race 11 points below the cut line, and he has major front end damage. And so Jensic is out. Purnell's going to have major damage. Westwood falls back to 6th, though, on the chaotic restart. Kyle Vincent Gilbert doesn't show up, and Michael Politis down in 12th for this one. Well, we're going to try to recatch our breath after everything that's happened. Don't you go anywhere. A message from Butt Kicker coming your way. Welcome, race fans, back to the virtual Dover Motor Speedway, where Timothy Latham is your race leader here with 30 laps to go from Dover. It is Elimination Wednesday here for the Speed Racing Network Glytch Truck Series, and Sean Jensic may have just eliminated himself. Austin Purnell is on the verge of elimination. Bobby Anderson could not, compete this week, and so he will be eliminated. Kyle Vincent Gilbert will be eliminated, and then it comes down to what can Kyle Westwood and Michael Politis do here with Jensic out and Sturgill in trouble. Boy, oh boy, this is going to be a wild one. And so it's Latham and Balliet the front row. Brummett, Holiday, Ellison, Westwood, Herman, Schaefer, Johnson, and Doyle. The top 10. Westwood, of course, needs a decent run with the help of Jensic being out, which he's already gotten. He just needs to finish up here. Purnell with major front end damage. He's now gone over a lap down. Politis, several points back coming into today's race. He is down, still outside the top 10, but still on the lead lap. And here we go now. With only so many trucks still running, it is Latham and Balliet the front row. And so Double Y getting ready to do battle once again from the Monster Mile. The iRacing.com safety vehicle finds its safety down in the pit lane. The field in the hands of Timothy Latham, and racing commences once again from Dover. 28 laps, 28 miles to settle it. Battle for the race lead as Latham and Brummett side by side as they roar off of turn number 4. Latham up high, Brummett down low, Balliet hot in pursuit. trying to see who's gonna get through first. Brummett trying to make something happen on the low side. Latham up high. Valiant just watching in third. They got a 6/10 of a second advantage over Ellison. Still side by side for the top spot. Brummett and Latham. Valiant, he wants to take it 3 wide into the corner. Trying to go for the race lead. Brummett gives him the space. Valiant backs off. What a move from Valiant trying to get down there. He doesn't make it stick, but he was going to go for it. Side by side here to turn number 3. Brummett and Latham still going at it. Still side by side for the top spot. Brummett and Latham go. Valiant was starting to get desperate last lap. This time into turn 1. Brummett nearly slides up into the 5 truck of Timothy Latham. No one giving an inch between Latham and Brummett. For now, 5 consecutive laps. These two have been side by side. Brummett and Latham continue to duel it out for the top spot. Brummett still works down low. Latham still works up high. Still side by side for the top spot. No one breaking. Brummett ahead. Latham fighting back hard on the high side. Valley closes up once again. We are now 6 complete laps removed from the restart. And these two are still side by side for the race lead. Neither one of them trying to budge here at the front of the field here at Dover. Brummett down low, Latham up high. Latham still fighting for his life in that 5 truck. And Brummett's gonna clear Timothy Latham for the race lead after 6 hard-fought laps side by side. Now Valiant trying to get to past the 5 truck of Timothy Latham. They'll be side by side into turn 3, and Latham has no choice but to back off. Those tires have been worked over. Now Valiant's got a huge run. He's got to dig deep here if he's gonna get by Dean Brummett. Valiant with 5 wins on the season. Brummett wants to get 5. Valiant wants to get 6 here at the top spot. After that phenomenal battle for the race lead, huge props to both Timothy Latham and Dean Brummett for keeping great side-by-side action up going here out in front at Dover. Now Latham dropping like a rock under attack from Gabriel Ellison. Michael Sturgill has left the pit lane, and Gabriel Ellison's gonna go around. Back into traffic. This is the 27 truck. Somehow, no one hits him on the way by. We'll go back and see what happened to the 27 truck of Gabriel Ellison. Tie battle here between himself and Timothy Latham. Oh, net coded contact between himself and Brad Herman, and wow, how Ellison doesn't hit the wall and how he doesn't hit anyone on the way back up is absolutely phenomenal. What a run there for Dean Brummett and Timothy Latham, who went side by side for the lead for 6 straight laps. What a save there from Gabriel Ellison. And what a race it has been tonight here from Dover Motor Speedway on Elimination Wednesday. It has been a phenomenal run to this point with 17 laps to go. Lane Hostler and Michael Politis, who is virtually in a must-win situation. Politis stays out to start second for the restart. And so these drivers getting service down the pit lane. We thought was the final pit stop during green flag pit stops, and now the race off pit lane is Doyle getting the win off pit road with a 2-tire call. Dean Brummett, then Albert Hewins was the wave around truck. But Latham gets back by Balliet after what was such a hard-fought battle between Brummett and Latham. And Balliet finally worked his way on by the 5 truck. He'll have to do it again. This time buried a little deeper in the running order. We may get a part 2 between Brummett and Latham as they come out the pit lane together. And all of a sudden, Lane Osler, the second place, the outside pole sitter, is here, leading here at Dover. He's got teammate and round of 10 hopeful and virtual must-win scenario driver Michael Politis behind. They've got Lane Doyle on 2 tires there in third. And then of a field of 4 fresh Goodyear tires here at Dover, 4th on back. Boy, oh boy, this is setting up to be a fun one. And if you have enjoyed the racing to this point tonight, if you're watching on our YouTube channel, please go down, and if you see that subscribe button that's big, bright red, please click it and turn it gray. If you've enjoyed the action to this point, it is only going to get better as we get deeper and deeper into the Speed Racing Network playoffs. We would greatly appreciate your YouTube subscription as we continue to strive for our subscription goals here on YouTube. Right next to that subscription button, you might see this bright blue button that says join. You might be wondering, join what? Well, for $4.99 USD a month, you can get access to our Speed Racing Network Premium Membership Program. Loyalty badges, custom emojis, exclusive wallpapers and photos, early access to new content, member shoutouts, members only live chat, and priority reply to comments is all up for grabs if you join the Speed Race Network Premium Membership Program now. I want to give a shout out to all of our Speed Race Network partners, Fiverr, Glytch, and Zegos, for all of their hard work on each of the respective nights. And tonight, Glytch, of course, front and center with the Speed Race Network Glytch Truck Series. Make sure you use code SRN10 for 10% off of your Glytch purchases. Huge shout out to Admin Box, our starting grid sponsor. And they've been on your screen all night long, and they will continue to be. Make sure you use code SRN-box, that's BOXX, for 10% off of your Admin Box purchases. Butt Kicker, we've heard from tonight, of course, with our commercial partner here at Speed Racing Network. And you'll see EPI in action later tonight with our Victory Lane presentation. And Select Blinds, of course, has been hard at work with the incident replays this evening. And so here we go. Ready to do battle once again from Delaware. It is Lane Hostler and Michael Politis, and Hostler has elected the high side. He puts teammate Michael Politis, who's in a must-win situation, to the inside. This time I'll be 14 laps to go here from Dover, and the iRacing.com safety vehicle is going to find its safety down in the pit lane. The field size dwindling, but here we go. The action definitely not, as Lane Hostler leads the field back to green from Dover. Hard battling here as Brummett is blocked all the way down underneath the racing surface. Now still battling it out, Lane Hostler and Dean Brummett. Balliet wants to get into this action. 3 wide potentially down the front straightaway. Brummett blocks the move off as they're wrecking behind Lane Doyle, and the 47 truck crashes on the 2 tires. And the 6th caution of the evening comes out, and Lane Doyle, the one in trouble now. And we'll go back and get a replay and see what happened to the 47 truck of Lane Doyle, and he might have been hooked here by the 85 of Brad Herman. No, just sideways before Herman's able to get there. Herman finishes him off, and you can see up on the left side of your screen, Balliet once again wanted to go for a 3-wide move, was not able to get it done. Brummett covered that one off. We'll go back one more time and see what happened. Lane Doyle in a little bit more in-depth detail. And he gets a little bump from behind from the 85 once. Sideways up off the corner, and unfortunately, not a lot of grip on those 2 tires for Lane Doyle as he loops it around, and we will keep on going. Caution comes out, but the tensions remain high here at Dover. With the timing of that caution, Lane Hostler, 2 lanes in this field. Lane Hostler, the race leader. Lane Doyle, the lanes bookend the lead lap. Lane Doyle down in 15th. But Hostler was fighting for his life up on the high side of the racetrack, trying to fend off against Dean Brummett. And he got a great run there. Blocked didn't block, but kept the momentum up to the moment of caution. And still is scored as the race leader. Will he be able to keep that run up? Especially now that Brummett has a heat cycle in the tires. That will be intriguing to see as well. Balliet, of course, very hungry for his 6th win on the season. He's been already known to make daring 3 wide moves to take the race lead. He's done it once against Brummett and Latham. He looked to do it a 2nd time against Hostler and Brummett, but Brummett closed that door. But I wouldn't be so sure Balliet wouldn't get more physical as the laps continue to wind down. This restart will come within single-digit laps remaining here tonight. Look at 4th place driver Michael Politis in a virtual must-win situation. Now, it's not 100% a must-win, especially with the driver above the cut line and Sean Jensick wrecking and blowing an engine on the pit entry barrier. Pit entry attenuator for Sean Jensick. He is out of the race, but he is still scored in 19th. And for Michael Politis, who came into today's race, he was 18 points below Sean Jensick. He's going to need a lot, as Politis did not score stage points. And for all that, for all intents and purposes, it is essentially a must-win for Michael Politis. There's probably some sort of math where he can finish 2nd and still math his way into the playoffs, but more than anything, it's a must-win for Politis. Purnell went around earlier. He is still out of the race. Sturgill was 32 points above the cut line coming into today's race, but he is 64 laps down, and he could be somebody that math could work for or against later in this race. And the driver who have a most realistic chance of pointing their way into the playoffs, and Kyle Westwood, 6 points behind the cut line. Well, he's not too far behind Politis. He's down in the 8th position. And so while we're talking about Politis trying to point maybe his way into the playoffs, he's going to need a win more than likely. Kyle Westwood is sitting in a catbird seat to advance via Sean Jensick's pit entry mistake. And so let's go ahead and reset the starting order. Lane Hostler and Dean Brummett, the front row. Joshua Balliet and Michael Politis, lane 2. Timothy Latham and Ryan Johnson, lane 3. Kyle Westwood and Brad Herman, lane 4. Reese Schaefer and Landon Cardullo, row 5. Gabriel Ellison and Devin Zimmerman, row 6. Doc Holliday, Albert Hewins, row 7. And Lane Doyle, the 15th driver in the field, and on the lead lap is that 47 machine. Branson McCannon, 1 lap down. If he's not involved in another caution and he gets a caution here, he can get the lucky dog and rejoin the lead lap. He'll be 16th. Gerard Poole is 2 laps down in 17th. Purnell Jensick out of the race, and Sturgill 64 laps down, rejoining the race as the iRacing.com safety vehicle finds its safety down in the pit lane. The field in the hands of Lane Hostler, racing once again from Dover. Once again for the race lead, Brummett trying to power by Lane Hostler, and Brummett clears to the race lead. Balliet's at 3rd. How aggressive will he be trying to get around to 61 as they're jumping all over one another behind them? Politis is getting body slammed further back in the pack Herman wants to get through. Johnson and Schaefer, they have gone through. Westwood needs to get through, and Politis is gonna go round. The caution is gonna come out for the 7th time tonight, and Brad Herman has disposed of Michael Politis. They're in turn number 4. It was all but a certainty. It was almost when was he gonna get spun more than if, but Politis, fighting for his playoff life, had to try whatever it was to get himself a victory. And from the looks of it, it looks like it will not happen for Michael Politis this season. Of course, the race is not over, and plenty still to happen here at Dover, but Michael Politis will head down the pit lane and we'll see what happened to the 77 machine, the round of 10 playoff hopeful. And we will get the overhead view here. We saw most of it live. Actually, we did see the entirety of it live. But once again, Brad Herman, a very, very aggressive entry into the corner. Michael Politis on old tires, trying to salvage a season. Herman runs into the back of the 77. Politis goes round. Ellison able to well it down. And slight left front contact for Gabriel Ellison. That will not affect the truck, but Michael Politis, the main story there, in a must-win scenario. Gotta have it, and is spun around in the thick of the field here at Dover. And so with this restart, we could be nearing overtime territory. And actually, now that I think about it, if we don't get the 1 to green in not this lap, but the next lap, we will be hitting overtime tonight here from Dover. We have now just tipped over one caution more than last night's race. Of course, tonight's race being 20 laps longer. 4 laps to go here at Dover. We're gonna need the 1 to green this time by, for this to not be the first of 3 overtime attempts. And we look at it here. Dean Brummett, of course, in the 66. Dean Brummett taking over for Bobby Anderson in that JBR entry. Bobby Anderson going through some medical related off-track scenarios, and Dean Brummett has willingly taken the 66 in response to it. Landon Cardullo fills in the 31 seat for Dean Brummett. Of course, Brummett not only running the 66 truck, but running the livery that Bobby Anderson ran all season. And of course, great support of Bobby Anderson. And this would be a huge one for Jonathan iRacing and Dean Brummett to get it done here tonight here at Dover. And would you look at that? We are not going overtime racing here at Dover. This will be a 2-lap shootout in regulation from Delaware. Dean Brummett elects the outside for this restart. Hostler's going to have to do it out on the inside. That might be the best move, because what Brummett didn't want to do was give Balliet a good restart. Balliet's going to be stuck behind a 61 here on 14 lap older tires. The 61 truck is. And so Brummett elects the outside. Hostler second. Balliet and Latham row 2. Johnson, Schaefer row 3. Westwood, Cardullo row 4. Herman and Allison. The top 5 rows, the top 10 if you will, as the field rounding their way through turns 3 and 4. 2 laps to go within regulation as the iRacing.com safety vehicle finds its safety down in the pit lane. And a 2-lap shootout from Dover is green. and they're wrecking behind. Hostler and Valiant, they get together. Valiant way up the track. They continue on, though. Valiant and Hostler duel it out. Brummett leads Timothy Latham and Ray Schaefer on the podium. They continue to race down to the turns 3 and 4. This time off of turn 4. White flag is in the air for Dean Brummett here at Dover. One more time around for the Monster Mile. Latham and Schaefer, the rest of the top 3. Hard fought battling behind. Johnson trying to hang on there on Kyle Westwood. But into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Dean Brummett for the 5th time this season is going to win here at Dover. And this one is going to be sweet. And you know what? Dean Brummett, see here, might not even burn this one down. Maybe. As he's going for a reverse victory lap, he's joining the Jonathan Byer drivers on the front straightaway, and he will light up those rear tires. But this one, for the entire Jonathan Byer Racing stable, this one's huge. But Dean Brummett will continue to relish in his 5th win on the season. But I think there's more to this one than just another win. But I think we'll let the man speak for himself. Dean, this one, of course, it feels good for Dean Brummett, the driver, but this might be a great win for JBR, of course, probably for Bobby.
Buddy, I am so happy right now, and not just because of the win. I mean, this 66 truck was on point all night long. Want to thank Bolify for coming on board, and all season long, the only thing I wanted to do was see this 66 get a win, and I wanted to see it with Bobby in it. And for any of our viewers who don't know, Bobby recently found out that he's got a bad medical diagnosis, and I don't know how much publicly he wants to go with it, but he decided to step away from racing to focus on his treatments and focus on his family. And as soon as he told me that, the first question I asked Jonathan Byer was, "Hey, can I have the 66 truck?" Because I was going to park this thing in victory lane for him somewhere. And I know Bobby always enjoyed Dover, and I hate the fact of it couldn't be him in this truck, but I'm super happy with this JBR truck. Didn't have the greatest qualifying effort tonight, and honestly, I don't know anyone who did, even with the pole. Track was super tight, and just worked my way up little by little, and finally got some clean air there after the stage break, and thing took off. And I was just trying to be conservative with it, and went a little too conservative, and I let Brad Herman and Josh Balliet get back up to me. Had an awesome job getting back onto pit road, and then all the cautions started coming, and it just got wild, buddy. So was in the right place at the right time, and restart before I took the lead. Just didn't really know that you could drive all the way on the black asphalt, but I guess you learn something new every day here at Dover.
Absolutely. Obviously, there's going to be high emotions from the race, but I want you to maybe now for all of JBR. I'm sure everyone's been rallying behind Bobby here. What's this gonna do for the team?
I hope this is what pushes this team, that little bit extra. We have a great group of guys here at JBR, all sorts of talent from top to bottom, and hopefully this is that extra push that they need. Just if they were getting burnt out, which when you got a season like this, and my goodness, I don't know what I'm going to do for 2 weeks, twiddling my thumbs before the next race. But it's easy to get burnt out this late into a season, and I want to light that fire under him, and I want to make sure that when Bobby watches these races every week, and I know he's probably watching it right here and now, I want to make sure that he sees his teammates up front and knows good and well that they're fighting for him as hard as he's fighting.
Absolutely, Dean. And now more for you. This is your fifth win on the season. It looked like for a while you were the driver to beat. Then Balliet kind of rose to the occasion and then went for his fifth win last week. How important was it for you, maybe in your eyes, to keep pace in the win totals and keep the momentum rolling in your favor to not maybe fall too far out of it?
I think what was wild was just going to Talladega and, having such a great run. And, any plate race you go to, nobody ever expects to win. You just kind of hope to be the last one wrecked. And, we wound up in a big one and finished eighth. And I'm like, oh, hey, eighth's not that bad of a run. But between Texas and a couple weeks ago and fuel strategy and Watkins Glen. I'm not even going to go into that. Road courses aren't real racetracks. Changed my mind. You know, just everything top to bottom with it. It's been a rough start of the playoffs. Like I have not really had the momentum. I haven't had what I feel like I need, and uh, just actually put a little time and effort into it this week, saying, hey, if I'm going to make a push at this thing, I want to make sure I'm giving this 66 truck everything that it deserves. So, put a little time in this week, found a couple things, didn't want to show my hand too early with it. And in the end, it wound up working. Like I said, hey, fresh tires on a restart are all you need.
Absolutely, Dean. Once again, want to congratulate you on the victory, not only for yourself, but of course for JBR, and of course best wishes to Bobby. Congratulations on your fifth win on the season, Dean. Enjoy the 2 weeks off. Best luck to you in the round of 10, brother.
Hey, thank you guys. Everyone at home, have a happy Halloween. Bobby, we love you, buddy. Y'all have a great night.
Absolutely, that was driver of the number 66, Dean Brummett. When I have the opportunity to talk to our second place finisher, driver of the number 5, Timothy Latham. And Tim, I know this track is one of your favorites. Able to bring out this beautiful number 5, Raise Energy Chevrolet Silverado up here with a podium finish. I know you wanted that top spot, so well, what more could you have done?
I guess there really wasn't more I could have done. I mean, whoever the leader is on that final restart's just going to jump off to a huge lead there. And even if I was faster than Dean, which I don't think I was, he was just going to hold me off. Congrats to him, man. He was up there all night. He didn't start in front of us, but he passed us early, and it was between him, myself, Balliet, Brad Herman. All four of us were up there just battling it out. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Had a little bit of a strategy call there at the end by a few guys, and restarts got jumbled up. But overall, it was a good night. Second P2 in a row. Last time I raced was Phoenix, and I got a P2. So hopefully we can finish the season off with a win at some point. But I am glad to get a podium at least.
Absolutely, Tim. And I know you've kind of stepped into this, kind of part timer role for you. But what's been the fun part of kind of competing this season? I know you've been a long time Cup driver, but trucks here with the SRN guys, a different vibe, or what's the feel been for this 5 machine?
Yeah, it's always going to be a little bit different every time you change the vehicles, but I mean, I'm racing around pretty much the same people. I know most of these guys, they can race well. I can race around them without being scared of getting wrecked. So, basically the same thing, different vehicle, but it's always fun around these guys. These guys know how to have a blast, and hopefully for the foreseeable future, we can keep having good seasons.
Oh my goodness, I got caught up in a moment, of course, with Dean. I completely forgot that 6 lap side by side battle with Dean. Uh, what's going through your mind? Tell us all about that.
Well, I had slightly older tires than both him and Balliet, and I was just trying to hold him off as much as I could. And once he kind of got halfway in front of me, I knew I needed to let him by. I was trying to let him by without letting the 7 get back under me, but I wasn't successful there. I knew they were going to get me eventually. I just didn't know when. But I came out P2 after those restarts, so I think I finished better than I would have if we had stayed green for sure.
Well, there you go, Tim. Congratulations on the podium finish tonight here from Dover. Best of luck to you the next time you run with us. Yeah, hope to be talking to you again soon.
All right, appreciate it.
That was driver of the number 5, our second place finisher tonight, Timothy Latham. And we'll hear now from our third place finisher, driver of the number 17, Reese Schaefer. And Reese, the third place finish for you tonight, maybe a little, not, or I guess unexpected there, but with all the chaos ensuing, it's a podium for yourself.
Yeah, it was definitely a little lucky, definitely pretty fortunate. Yeah, I don't know, just got into the race tonight, started about P6, and then just kind of hung around there all night. I really just didn't really have any long run pace, and it's so hard to pass around here, and I didn't feel comfortable, dive bombing people and causing wrecks, so I just kind of just held my own, tried to get some track position going, and we hit that pit window around lap 85, 80 something, and then the caution came out when I realized I pulled out of pit, so kind of got screwed in that, was restarting P10, and then, well, obviously you guys know what happened after that, just a slew of cautions. I was fortunate to get past most of them. I was behind Brad there, and he got into a couple people, and I was luckily didn't, go the right or wrong way rather, and was able to slip by those, and then we were able to get a really good restart on the final, very, very, very final one. Probably the best restart we had all day. Restarting P6, and Toya got squirrely because on the 2 tires, and we're able to come home P3. So we'll definitely take it all day. That's for sure.
Absolutely. And Reese, you were locked in to the round of 10 coming into today's race. So this is a little icing on the cake, more or less more momentum for this 17 machine. I know you haven't been able to get that win yet on the season race, but coming up next, the round of 10, a lot of tracks that are good for you. Your home track coming up. Everyone's going to be reset to 0. What do you think about your chance? What do you feel about yourself going into the round of 10?
Yeah, it's I like my chances. Just gotta stay consistent, like we've been preaching all year. Michigan, my home track, I always love racing there. I mean, even though it's gonna be a play track and it's gonna be utter chaos, just gonna have to a little bit of luck, a little bit of right place, right time at that place, and just kind of get through the wrecks when they happen and get the good momentum and try to find some good like pushing partners through there. And then after that, I really enjoy Richmond's, always good battles, really fun. And then Nashville's always a great track. So looking forward to the next round definitely. And yeah, like I said, just kind of stay consistent and we'll just kind of keep it going.
Absolutely. Well, Reese, congratulations on the third place finish tonight. Best luck to you in a couple weeks' time when we head to Michigan.
Thank you, Emerson.
And that was our third place finisher, driver of the number 17, Reese Schaefer, with the podium tonight here from Dover. So, of course, with that, those are our podium finishers tonight. We'll look at now our race results that will be up on your screen, and here they are as they came to the checkers this evening. Dean Brummett, of course, with the victory, the 5th victory on the season for the 66 machine. The 5 of Timothy Latham will finish 2nd. Reese Schaefer comes across the line at 3rd. Joshua Balliet with that 4th place finish in the 7 machine, and Lane Osler, well, somehow after a very treacherous restart in those tires, will finish 5th. Brian Johnson will finish 6th, and Kyle Westwood 7th. Brad Herman 8th. Landon Cardulo finishes 9th. Gabriel Ellison rounds out the top 10. Doc Holliday, Michael Politis, Branson McCannon, Albert Hewins, and Devin Zimmerman will round out the lead lap here from Dover. Gerard Poole starts Heartbreakers Road down in 16th, 2 laps off the pace. Lane Doyle takes a big hit there. He'll finish 17th, 4 laps down off the pace. Austin Purnell will finish 18th, 28 laps down after spinning off the nose of 85 of Brad Herman. John Jensick goes around in that 29 machine, has a very disastrous pit entry during green flag pit stops, and it may be what costs him his season. Jensick came into today's race 6 points above the cut line, and unfortunately a little too aggressive on pit entry during green flag pit cycles might cost Sean Jensen his season. Michael Sturgill will finish 20th, 64 laps up off the pace after the early incident for the 90 machine. Tyler Markle gets involved in an early caution with Sturgill as well. He'll be out of the race 21st, 87 laps down. Brian McAvoy finishes 22nd, 120 laps off the pace. And Connor Cunningham did start the race, but did not complete the first lap. And so Connor Cunningham will finish 125 laps off the pace. That's how they all came to the checkers this evening. It was a wild race tonight here from Dover, Delaware. Fantastic, action-packed chaos and so much more. What a phenomenal race here from Dover. Absolutely entertaining. And maybe the right time for a bye week for these guys here, because everyone's going to need to catch their breath. Mentally, power off, reset, and try it again. Somehow, some way, we got ourselves a wild race here, and we have maybe even more wilder ones coming our way. Once again, a shout out to all of our partners here at Speed Racing Network, Fiverr, Glytch, and Zegros for all of their hard work each of the respective nights. Of course, tonight, Glytch, our 8 Truck Series sponsor. Use code SRN10 for 10% off of your Glytch products. Admin box has been on your screen all evening long. Make sure you use code SRN-box. That's BLXX for 10% off of your admin box purchases. That kicker, of course, was our commercial presenting sponsor here at Speed Racing Network. A huge shout out to Butt Kicker for all that they do here at SRN. EPI, of course, with our Victory Lane presentation, and Select Blind, our incident replays this evening. Huge shout out to all of our partners here at Speed Racing Network. If you're watching on our YouTube channel, guys, make sure you see that big red button that says subscribe. Go ahead and click it and make it say subscribe. Make it gray and say subscribe in past tense. It would help us reach our subscription goal here on the YouTube channel, and we would greatly appreciate it. While down there, you might see a bright blue button that says join. You might be wondering, join? Well, join what? Well, for $4.99 a month, you can get access to loyalty badges, custom emojis, exclusive wallpapers and photos, early access to your content, member shoutouts, members only live chat, and priority reply to comments. For $4.99 a month on the YouTube channel, you can become a Speed Racing Network premium member. A huge shout out to all of our social media outlets, which I'm sure everyone's eyes will be glued to tonight as we try to find out who will be advancing into the round of 10. Check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/Speed Racing Network, our X page at Speed Racing Net, our Instagram at Speed Racing Network, our YouTube at youtube.com/Speed Racing Network, our Twitch at twitch.tv/Speed Racing Net, our LinkedIn at linkedin.com/company/Speed Racing Network, and our website, of course, where we can keep up with everything SRN when it comes to news, points, schedules, and all that jazz. Waiting for you at speedраcingnetwork.com. And well, it was a phenomenal night here from Dover. Very entertaining. Very much excited to see what the round of 10 has in store for us. But unfortunately, I think that'll do it for us here from Dover, Delaware. Thank you all so much for tuning in and joining us for tonight's action. And we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. For all at Speed Racing Network, I am Emerson Arden. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow night when the Z Grill series keeps it going here from the first state, or in 2 weeks' time when the Glytch Truck series roars their round of 10 to life from Michigan.